right, guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and I'm here with Sil, and we just ran back here. I'm a little bit peeling from the trip that we took, the boat trip. We could talk a little bit about that, how we met power couples. But first, the Kiyosaki, man, that was crazy. Wasn't that crazy, everybody? What do you guys think? Crazy
Scary
stuff, huh? Scary stuff. Why don't you share like what was your key takeaway from it?
Well, I'm sure all of you guys, maybe now from our previous podcasts or interviews that we've done or Driven Couples, it's like there's so much going on right now with not only politics but literally like world order. It's just like craziness. Like, you know, these people up there are so powerful, and you know, there's things that you could do to tear people apart or bring people together, right? Like this whole Black Lives Matter and all of these things that are put in place as a plan to get a certain result, right? Obviously, we're all focused on, like Albert and I, like our business, but I know like a lot of the things that are going on, and it makes me so sad, you know, just to see how people are being controlled, manipulated, you know. It's kind of like, imagine like when people say defund the police, like I'm so sorry, but like who are you gonna call when someone breaks into your house or etc., whatever? Like who's gonna come and help you or whatnot? It's crazy. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into that because I know everybody has their own opinions and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Now, it's important to be able to see the facts and understand that there is so much more going behind. But imagine a world without cops. Like people can do whatever they want when they're driving. It's freaking crazy. Like I can't even imagine. And that would be horrible.
And we don't want to just spill out everything because it was scary. It's gonna be rated R. but it's the truth. Like I believe a lot of the things that Kiyosaki says. Robert Kiyosaki was one of my idols growing up. The first business guy that I listened to, best guy that I took business from. I started buying multi-units. And a lot of good things came out of here, but also a lot of other realities that he said that make a lot of sense. Like one of the things is communism and capitalism. If you guys, let me give you a few examples of communism. Communism, right now, the masks. You're being forced to wear masks, and people are walking literally outside with masks. And if you're not wearing a mask, people get offended, they get scared, and some people attack you. There's been a lot of incidents where somebody attacks another person because they're not wearing a mask. Like, why are you not wearing the mask? Because people are scared and they think that if you're not wearing the mask, you're gonna kill them. You're gonna pass the virus. They're gonna die.
Yeah, so your kids don't have to wear a mask. It like literally makes
it doesn't make any
no
sense. So the masks are made to separate people, to get rid of all the gatherings, which are sports events, going to the comedy place, going to the movies, going to the malls. So they're separating people. That's a sort of communism, and they're ordering you to do that. So when I go to the restaurant, me and Sil went to the restaurant, and they're like, where's your mask, we put the mask and we sit down, and then we take it off. But the moment you like stick your head out, they're like, you have to put your mask. And then remember how we got into a little bit of a fussle in there? But then they said if you walk and then you're carrying a drink, as long as you carry a drink. So literally, my wife is walking, she's holding my hand. She has to wear a mask because she doesn't have a drink, but I don't have to wear a mask because I'm holding a drink. So loophole. But that's one of the signs. What's the other sign that he was talking about?
Just everything. People are scared of people.
The violence. How all this violence is being created because they want to get rid of the cops, and they want to have a country without cops, and just so many scary things from Hong Kong and things like that are going on in the world that we don't know about. And on the bright side, when you have the right information, you're gonna be good, but you have to have the right information. Like you just have to be smart, and you have to get the right information, and that's why I want to learn from all these people, all these influencers, all these wealthy people, all these billionaires, and everybody about mindset, about business, and about the history. I study the history because I want to get all that information, gather it, and I want to share it with all our driven people, and that's our way to outlet that to you guys so you guys can learn from it and you guys can be ready and prepared for it.
Agreed, 100%. I mean, everybody, again, I'll say something. Your immune system, your health, like those are the things we should be focusing on, right? Because nobody's responsible for your health but yourself. And that's why in our company, what we do is, we drive like competitions. We give prizes, for first, second, third place, but we're creating a culture and an environment where people can thrive, where people could improve. Alexis was telling me today, he was telling me how the fitness challenge, it helps him. He's like, even if I lose, like, I don't care, but I'm keeping myself on check, my mindset. I'm like, oh man, I can't eat that because I'm doing a competition. So it just brings awareness to so many different things, guys, that, again, like, okay, what am I eating? What am I putting into my body? If you look at your labels, it's absolutely insane. That's why in my the Driven Academy, I have this, it's a segment on health and fitness. Like, how do you create a healthy lifestyle? Because it's a lifestyle. Diets are not sustainable. How long can you have a diet for? That's why most people give up. Most people quit, because it's like, man, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. In moderation, everything in moderation. But it's a lot. Health and fitness is just kind of like, fitness is so good for you. It's a sense of release. It's, I don't even know. I'm still thinking about everything that he said, and it's like hard to focus because it's so scary, everything he was saying. And he's saying how every 200 years, what did he say about that? That was crazy. I was like, wow.
I mean, you guys remember Hitler, right? So Hitler repeats itself. So if you study the history, you'll know what I mean. You just study the history. All you got to do is go back 200 years ago, and then 200 years ago before that, 200 years ago before that, and just watch how everything repeats itself. That's why you prepare yourself for that. But in today's world, it's all about the information that we have. So if we have the information, we're going to be smarter and prepared for it than 99% of the people, which means right now, if you're an entrepreneur and you have the knowledge, you know about mortgages, you know about real estate, you know how much value cash is worth. Like, cash has no value. So you got to start anymore. You got to start thinking about it. Like, if you're working hard to save 50,000, 100,000, and you're just saving it, and you're not taking any risks, you're not putting that money into work, where you're getting cash flow. He talked a lot about cash flow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that, but he was talking about flows of income from all over the world.
Yeah.
So you guys have to prepare yourselves and adapt to technology, and also be smart. Like, yeah, I get it. Like the mask thing. I was telling Sil, like, hey, you know what? Now, if we have to wear the mask, we wear the mask. We follow the rules because we don't want to get killed. Okay, but when we could take it off, we'll take it off. But you just have to be smart. You don't gain anything by taking off the mask and being macho man Randy Savage and telling people, like, I'm not going to wear a mask because it's bad for you. People don't care about that. And also the governor that we have, it's very, very, very obvious that he's a bad governor.
Well, they have certain things that they have to comply with, and ultimately everything's pretty much controlled for that big picture. So all we can do, guys, is encourage you to understand that you have to do your own research. You have to take the time, instead of watching Netflix, everything you're being set up to watch, and say, man, this makes sense, that looks like this, and be brave enough to draw your own conclusions, because people are gonna, if you don't want to agree with them, people are gonna talk bad about you or say, oh, that dumbass or whatever. And it's okay, because hate, there's just so much hate in the world. It's so sad. It is so sad. I mean,
and also how the schooling system, like, it teaches people how to be broke. And if you want to learn how to be successful, like,
well, what did Kiyosaki say?
He said the best advice I could give anyone is
don't go to
school.
That's what he said.
I mean, they really, and I'm saying this because I care about all of you and I want to give you advice. How many times did Kiyosaki tell me that I'm in the right place, and that like, stick with Albert, like, he knows what he's saying, because I understand assets, cash flow, real estate, mortgages. Really important to get into debt. Talked about debt. Like, do you want to leverage and use debt right, or do you want to have cash that's going down in value? They're printing more money and more money and more money. So he explained how the schooling system, like, just think about it. fake teachers. Fake teachers are teachers that teach things that they don't do. They wouldn't do that, but they teach it. So in other words, the government is forcing the teachers to teach people how to be stupid.
I mean, I don't know if I would say it like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Basically to just
To be
comply
sheeps,
and obey.
to not know anything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach you about credit, taxes, marketing.
To rely
investing.
on the government, basically, you know. And again, that's very dangerous, because what are you going to do when, and I always say this, guys, so if you're young, and even if you're not young, like, it's never too late to go out there and research, literally put a plan together as far as like, what are you going to do? What do the next 5 years look like? Because the worst thing that I think can happen to somebody is that you wake up and you're 70, 80 years old and you have nothing, and you're trying to survive on a pension or a social security of $300 a month. You cannot even buy groceries with that, you know. And I see this so much because we have our clients. I have like my grandma, things like that. And even some of my agents, they're like, you know, I have people that living in a mobile home, and they're like 65 and they want to go retire, but it's like, where are you going to go live? And how long is 100 grand going to last? In reality, if you think about it, in this world. So it's crazy. I can't wait to watch that podcast.
Yeah, well, and this is from like a little sneak peek, but we're heading towards communism. And if you're an entrepreneur and you have information and you keep self-improving to learn, to know what to do and what not to do, and good advice that he gave is stay on your lane and entrepreneur. If you know how to be an entrepreneur, if you know like investing, taxes, and all that stuff, like, you're gonna be in a good place. If you're investing your money into real estate,
hard assets, yeah,
you're gonna be fine. But if you're saving, all you have is cash and you don't have other flows of income, then you're gonna be in a tough spot. So it's gonna be very informative. Like I said, some things are gonna be scary. He did say that he is not sure what's going on, but he does have a really good idea of what's going on. And like, the news is hiding bad things that are going on. But I mean, you guys stay tuned for it. It's a lot of valuable information on how to deal with all these things that are going on.
Yeah.
But having said that, remember that also watch the source of your advice, because there's a lot of stupid people giving stupid. I see people on Instagram, just they don't agree with it. But I mean, are they smart? So you got to watch the source of your advice, because stupid people are going to give stupid advice. And if you hang out with stupid people, you're going to become stupider, or stupid or whatever. But pay attention to the source of your advice. And that's why I choose to listen to Kiyosaki, who's worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, Bobby Castro, Patrick Bet-David, Ed Milet, all these people that like they're going to have a better understanding, and they're going to have better relationships that have information that we need to know.
Well,
So
Kawasaki's friends with Trump,
Yeah,
which
he's
is
friends with
crazy.
Trump.
And obviously the media is going to make Trump look like a horrible person. Yet, again, we're fed what we're supposed to be fed as far as information goes, to be able to believe whatever they want us to believe. It's crazy. I don't know. It trips me out. So that's why we just focus on growing our businesses, helping people. And again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And we have to respect other people's opinions, because, you know, it's like people's feelings. It's just life. There's things we can't control. Now, what would happen if we had no cops? See, when I see that, to me, it's kind of insane. There would be absolutely no control. Like, what do you mean defund the police? Like, just like there's bad cops, there's good cops. Just like there's bad people, there's good people. And it doesn't matter what race, color, where you come from. You know, you're either good or you're not.
Or
And
let's ask the people what they think. Do you guys think we're going towards communism? What do you think? Comment. But having said that, one of the cool things that we've been doing that I want all of you to implement right away is to get in the right environment. Get in the right environment with the right culture.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we moved here to 10,000. And let me tell you, I've been like pissed. You've been pissed. Like, we hate putting on the masks, and then they close the gyms. You can't use shit. Like, none of this shit.
See, but we're tough mentally.
Yeah.
But there's people that aren't, and it makes me so sad.
Yeah, like we get in the elevator, right?
Yeah.
The elevator problem. We're in the elevator, and then people like sheep. They're like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna scratch you, bite you, nothing. Like, it's okay. Like, I'll take the other elevator. And people get so scared.
Yeah, it
like
sucks.
you guys probably heard on my previous the previous driven couples, but some guy jumped out of the 27th floor.
So
like
sad.
why do people do that? Because it's not, humans are not meant to be separated, and we don't have any rights. They're taking over our rights. So when you're trapped, some people are gonna, you know, feel bad and do weird things.
Yeah.
So like when you're strong mentally, you kind of understand it, and you're like, okay, well, look, let me listen to a little bit of Patrick Bet-David. Let me listen to a little bit of Robert Kiyosaki. Let me see what these guys are doing. What is Bobby Castro doing? Like, Bobby called me and he said, Albert, I can't wait for Driven. I can't wait for Driven. And whether it's in LA or Vegas,
We'll be
count
there.
me in.
Yeah.
And he even said, if you have to, and we're not going to change the dates, but he's like, if you have to change the dates, change it, man. I'm all in, and I'm gonna go both days. I'm gonna be there for CEO, and I'm gonna be there for the main event. Count me in, man, and anything for you and sales. So when you have these
And he
people,
wants to help people. And I tell Albert, how amazing is that? He doesn't have to help us. He doesn't have to keep giving his time for free to help not only Albert and I, but for us to be able to help you guys and give you the information. You know, this is a guy that has liquid, like hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. And like, to me, I'm like, what an amazing person that he wants to help people. He's putting out so much good, you know, and that's why funny. He's doing good.
Because some dumb lady is calling me a narcissist, and Kiyosaki was actually saying that teachers are narcissists. So, I mean, maybe this lady watching me is a narcissist. but guys, you guys on Instagram, we're going to cut it off, and we're going to text that number on Instagram. It's pinned, and that way you can get the private link to continue watching it on Zoom. So thank you for joining us. Love you all. Love you too, lady. And then we'll continue right here. But yeah, I mean.
Well, what was he saying? It's like scary. Think about it. Teachers are the people teaching our kids. They're the people that are probably with our kids more than we are, right? At times it depends on the lifestyle you have. But he was telling us how, oh my God, even if you guys just have to watch it. Like, we'll send you guys the link once we have it, the updates, or once it's done. But he was, we'll give you updates. So he was saying how all of these people that were spitting at him when he came back from Vietnam, now are all teachers. And he's like, and teachers are the people that need the most money, like, because a lot of them don't make a lot of money. It's just the whole system is broken. It's so sad.
Well, just think about it. Let's just, like, he's not 100% right, neither am I.
Yeah.
Right? It's just your own opinion. But whose opinion do you want to listen to? To me, I listen, connect the dots, and put everything together, and whatever makes sense to me, it makes sense to me. Maybe it might not make sense to somebody at a lower intelligence level. And maybe some people that are more intelligent than me, or more experienced, or for some whatever reason, maybe they think a different, they have a different idea. But I'm listening to these people because I believe in them more than, you know, somebody that's not going to be that knowledgeable. But
Kawasaki has a lot of information. Like, he has so much experience, and he has lived through so many different. Think about it.
And remember what he said: to stick around somebody that's a leader.
Yeah.
And that has the information. So one big gold nugget is, if you have a great leader, like, make sure you stick to your great leader. And if you're not, make sure you find one. And if you're in the process of becoming one, make sure you become one ASAP, because time is the clock is ticking. And remember, like, there's 99% of the people are not wealthy. 99% of the people are average class, and a lot of these people, they rely on this printed money that they keep printing, and they give you the stimulus check for what, $1,200, and that's. And then they get used to that, and that's like golden handcuffs, but for the feds.
Yeah.
So just a lot of scary stuff. So I'm just going over that because we just met with, like, you know, we were at Kiyosaki, and he just gave us all that stuff, and Now I'm thankful for that because now I'm gonna make a
He
few
gave Albert
adjustments.
homework actually, which is amazing, right? Didn't he give you
He
homework?
told me continue to do the driven, help our people, spread the word, spread the message. Patrick Bet-David connected me with him, and he said, Patrick Bet-David said a lot of good things about you. I love Patrick. He's an entrepreneur. He's doing this, and he said, you got to talk to Albert. And then, Albert, you got to do the same thing. Spread it through driven and help people. Give them value. Give them information that they need because, I mean, if we want to survive this, then we all got to do it together. And, I mean, chances, and we already have a slim chance to survive.
He told us we're doing the right thing, which is good, right? Good.
I mean, he told me like 6 times, Albert, you're doing good. You're going to be good. Because the reality is there's going to be very few people that are going to be super safe. And there's going to be most people that are going to be in deep shit.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality.
100%. So just do your homework, do your research, get information from reliable sources. Don't believe everything you read online. There's so much crap out there. It's like insane. But we also are responsible to know that it's our responsibility to go in a little deeper, to go in a little further, because we live in a really crazy world that now a lot of these things are being exposed, and it's like, oh man, like this and that. And if you kind of connect the dots, like it's a lot of craziness. And it's like, imagine our kids, millennials.
Tell him what he said was my biggest blessing for me to become safe.
08, so 2008, surviving that, because now he knows how to survive. On multiple occasions, he said, I can't believe he said that. He said, if somebody took everything from me, even at his age, how old is he?
73.
He has no problem getting it all back. Isn't that crazy? And this guy, I remember Patrick interviewed him. He has gold like stashed in different places. How freaking crazy is that? Like, that's insane. So ultimately, guys, passive income. How do you create passive income? And again, if you still haven't, from our last week, if you haven't put your plan together, shoot to buy 4 units. Shoot, if you don't have a house, or if you have a house, like, you have to look at your options. Like, how am I from today going to put a plan together that's going to allow me to not only take care of my family, depending if you're head of household or whatnot, or if you're just young, and how am I gonna be not only, I don't want to say different than our family, because how do I be able to leave a legacy? How do I support, my family? Who was the boxer we were just with? Se me olvida el nombre.
Mikey Garcia.
Mikey Garcia. This guy is so smart, but he had the right people around him. And that again brings me, source of your advice. So many athletes, they go broke because they don't know how to manage money. People take advantage of them. They have no clue what they're doing. They're just the next fight, overspending. And what happens when you have the right people around you? They will guide you in the right direction. So,
yeah. And for example, like, let's say if maybe you don't have that much money and you're not making that much money.
That's okay.
Buy a little tiny house in the desert. It's better than nothing. And just buy it cash, put a large down payment, get that house and just keep it there and just let the tenant pay for it.
Yeah.
And then that's going to put you in a better position. You get another one, and then worst case scenario, you have those assets. You have no money, but you have those assets. Because remember, even if you have 50 million in the bank, the feds could wipe it out. And you don't. And what do you have after that? How many cash flow do you have? How many flows of income? How many properties? How much gold? How much Bitcoin, or like whatever's going to last? But cash is like disappearing. So,
I mean, it's not disappearing. It just goes down in value. The more they print, the less value it has. That's it.
Kiyosaki said that if you have 50 million in the bank, it could be wiped.
Yeah, it could be wiped. Absolutely.
And then everybody's equal. And then communism. And then you have no rights. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
What do you think of that?
I did. I think it's crazy. I think it's absolutely insane.
But what happens if you have other assets, other flows?
Yeah. Hard assets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have
We have a question from Jose Rocha. He said, what are the top 3 industries to get into these times?
Mortgages.
So I would say
Kiyosaki said that.
real estate. So he talks about being an entrepreneur in real estate. like he has so much hard assets. You know, I don't know what was a property he acquired first and how he took it from there, but
Go like this because you have like a little thing in your. It's getting to my nerves.
my
Like-
lips are chapped from
Oh, that's why maybe.
there. That better?
There you go. Yeah, now you're not getting on my nerves. So,
He's so
yeah, guys, there's no three, but she nailed it. Like real estate and mortgages. And then why do you want to know that? Because that's gonna help you refinance, and that's key. Refinance. You gotta start accumulating properties and then refinancing and pulling out money. Why? Because you don't pay money. You don't pay taxes on when you pull out money because that's a loan. When you borrow money, you don't pay money on the loan. So let me give you an example. Let's say you buy a property, right? You buy a property and for $300,000, and then you go sell this 4-unit property for $600,000. You just made $300,000. So now you make $300,000, but guess what? Now you have to pay taxes. What if you let the property go up in value and then you cash out, refinance, pull out $300,000? You don't pay a penny in taxes.
Yeah.
Because it's a borrowed money.
And then you can go buy some units.
Then you buy another one, and then you buy another one, and real estate is always going to appreciate. Money is going, so you want to get things like that are going to go up in value, or at least keep its value. The dollar is losing value every day, and the more money they print, 2008, we were in so much debt. We're double the 2 times the debt of 2008 right now.
And real estate's still crazy.
Real estate's still going up. It's worth more. So that's why Kiyosaki says that. And remember, you don't want to own anything. Like, for example, like if somebody sues me, I have no money in my personal accounts. I even took the money out of her personal account. Because guess what? They sue me, I'm broke. I don't have any money. All my money is in, private, other identities. Like other LLCs that are like hidden. So if you want to sue me, like you can't. Like I don't have any money in my my personal bank account. I'm broke. Some of it might even be overdrafted.
That's
So-
not true.
So he talks about that. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to own anything. You want to control. You want to control the LLC or whatever you want to put your company or your assets in.
So he has 3 books, right?
No, he has way more than that.
No, but the top 3 he told us to read.
Yeah, he gave us one of them is the
Pension.
the pension one. Yeah.
So, guys, again, this is your job to go and not just say, oh, I'm going to read that book. Get the audio, listen to it whenever you could make time, because a lot of us, if you're still working, right, unless you got laid off or whatnot, take the time to actually go and just discover new things, because, again, these things are not taught to you in school. And when people start learning on their own the things that we should have been taught in school, which it's never going to happen, it's your responsibility at this point. Nobody else's but yours.
Yeah, and remember that money doesn't exist. Did you know that?
What do you mean money doesn't exist?
Yeah, money doesn't exist.
What do you mean?
Well, money is paper. It's made up. Money doesn't exist.
Well.
It's the your mind. So the more powerful your mind you can create, like you'll be able to create more money. Money is just paper. It was created by us, by humans. You want to have powerful mind. That's why Kiyosaki said, if they take all my stuff away, I have the mind
Knowledge.
to create money
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
What do I always tell you, Steph? I don't worry about tomorrow's bills because I could create money tomorrow. So even if I don't have any money or they took all my money away, I know how to create money.
Yeah. That is so true. That is so powerful. That alone is so powerful.
When you're insecure to create, when you're insecure because you lack that security that you lack the confidence to create money tomorrow, that's why you are very insecure. That's why you're like, oh, I don't want to spend their money. Oh, you go to dinner with 2 other couples and you're like, let's cut it in 3. Oh no, but my wife doesn't drink, so I only got a little chicken with pasta. And then you drank like 6 drinks, so you pay more. And you don't want to be around those broke people because they're gonna make you broke and they're gonna make you feel like bad.
Albert.
So we got rid of all those people.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah. Tell them about our little Rosewood Miramar Beach
Yeah, so
trip.
we discovered this place in Santa Barbara. Personally, I've never been anywhere there that I absolutely loved. And it was amazing being there. It was you know, like that's what I would consider a staycation. Not even like Montage and Laguna Beach, because it's kind of like whatever. This place has like a feel to it. They have like little cottages everywhere.
Don't talk shit about the Montage.
I'm not, babe. It's an example.
I like the Montage.
So do I, but I don't. It's when I go there, I don't feel like I'm on a super vacation like I did over there. Didn't it feel different? It felt different to me.
It's another level of wealth.
Yeah, and the people there, as funny as it sounds, a lot of them didn't have their masks on. They were like holding their mask. That's where they told him, oh, no, the guy was like, oh, you have to wear your mask. I was like, oh yeah, sorry, because I'm still like getting used to it. So I was like, oh, sorry. And I have my kids, and then this guy has a Red Bull or something in his hand, and he didn't have to put it on. Oh no, because you have a drink in it. So I just carried a Celsius with me everywhere I went. I had a drink with me.
Well, when you're walking around the pool, you have to wear it. But if you're in the pool with a drink, you don't have to wear it.
I'm telling you, these rules are so confusing.
And then some people were like kind of like too close to each other. They were kind of doing some funny things.
Yeah.
But they don't have to wear it.
Yeah. So it's insane. But anyway, so we got invited by three other successful couples.
By two couples, but they had two other couple of friends.
Yeah. So just the level of everything with them, it's like so amazing. Like I told Albert, I'm like, it feels so good to find like-minded, not only couples, because again, it takes time to be on the same level, sync with your significant other. We all have issues. There's always things. But remember, it's your job to re-enroll your spouse or significant other. Like, hey, read this book. It might take you trying 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times, but say, please, it's important to me that you read this book so you can understand where I'm coming from. And that avoids like issues and fights and problems, because then the person's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, like now I understand where you're coming from. Because if we have the knowledge, then you don't have to be scared anymore. But you also need confidence to be able to trust yourself and inject the confidence into whomever you're with, so that you guys are on the same page about everything, or as many things as possible. Because it's not always going to be everything.
Remember, that's proximity. Proximity is power. So like I was super broke. I lost everything like a couple times already, and I was super broke. I had like $3,000 when I started the mortgage, guys. $3,000 when I got my first 3-unit property, and collections and horrible credit. Now my credit is like top notch. And
he's been working on it, so he gets so excited.
And like 800 FICO score.
And a lot of people don't really know how credit works. You know, like for example, when we started learning about it, so now we can coach like our people, our clients, you know, even the people that work at the company. A few of them are getting their credit fixed.
I've had like badass credit and fucked it up once. I had badass credit again and fucked it up a second time. I had badass credit and fucked it up a third time, because I take risks, because I have some balls. Most people lack the balls. They're like, oh my God, I don't want to get a late. Dude, I've gotten a lot of lates, and I got in collections and all that stuff. And it's kind of fun because you take risks and you find out what you're capable of. If you never, and plus you're spending other people's money. It's better than spending your own money.
Yeah.
Now, proximity is power. And when we went to this place with them, we met other couples that were successful. So it's really important to do that, but you have to spend money. Like if you're not willing to spend money and like, oh, I want to be Jomar's friend, but I don't want to go to his event. I don't have $99 or even $50 for his ticket, cheapest ticket. However, like I want to send him a DM and ask him if he is willing to have lunch with me so I could pick his brain. That's not how you do it, guys. That never worked. So invest in yourself and learn real estate, mortgage, learn credit, taxes, and learn how to borrow money and use debt. Yeah. Debt is good.
Yeah.
We have a question? But
the low battery is low battery, Dan.
You want to connect the little charger? So Barbara, can you unmute? Barbara. Oh, we have to do that?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute it.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So I took a leap of faith last week, and I registered for the MLO class, which I just finished it actually. I just took the test for the class.
Nice.
So I'm just start studying now for the exam, and I also listen. I remember Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I listened to it today. I listened to the audiobook, so it was amazing. And my husband just registered to do the real estate agent class.
Nice.
So kind of, do something different where we're each taking a different class and then do it together. I'm not sure where it's gonna take us yet, but at least we're moving forward.
You'll never know if you don't try.
Huh?
You'll never know if you don't try.
Exactly. We'll find out, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out. I feel it. So after taking the course, so I'm in Florida. I'm gonna be taking the state exam for Florida. Do you guys think it's beneficial to have multiple state licenses, or one should be enough?
One, if I can answer this, I think you should focus on wherever you are and then take it from there. Take it from there because
I coached you well.
you want to be able to make sure that you can not only learn everything you can in the first couple of years, because it doesn't happen overnight. Again, you have to have patience and you have to be willing to put in the work, because it's going to be a lot of work. And more than anything, knowledge and experience, because those things you can't buy them. Experience, you just got to go through it. And like I tell everybody, not only in our company, but just in general, anybody that wants advice from me, I'm like, just be willing to put in the work, push yourself to your limits, prioritize. What are your priorities? People have their priorities all messed up. They don't even know what they want. Like, they want to be rich, but they don't want to work. And I'm like, okay, no. Like, him and I literally, for me and him together, since we've met, it's been 12 years. And that's what people don't see. And then finally, it's like, oh, man, and not only because of social media, but because we put in so much work to always keep improving and getting better and better and better and growing together. Like, it's crazy. Him and I are always in sync with each other. It's so weird, and it takes time to get to that level. So it takes time. But no, focus on wherever you are, go all in, literally let everybody, obviously let them know what you do, and don't be shy to, like, obviously right now is not the best time to be going up to strangers. I'm still like staying positive, but I see the fear in people's eyes, and it makes me so sad.
So build your state so thick that you're like the number one in that state, and then that's the time where you're gonna be okay. Well, I'm gonna expand to other states.
Yeah.
And remember that real estate, mortgages, it's the same thing. It's like one's the actual product, and the other one is the financing. So you get paid the same either or. You get a fat commission for mortgage, and you get a fat commission for real estate. Now, all you got to do is look outside and ask yourself, am I in the right industry? Of course you are. There's real estate all over the place. So that's right. That's why it's the best industry.
And customer service, have you ever been in sales before?
No.
Okay, customer service, being able to connect, speak to people is very important, aside from obviously the knowledge of what what you're doing, what your field is, but very, very important. Customer service, like, how are people, you can't mess it up. You got to get it right the first time. And then it's like year after year, it just, your database grows, your clients grow. Word of mouth is the best advertising, aside from other advertising. But, if you could be good to people, you just have to put out good, create good karma.
Right.
And just get good at what you do. Be the best.
Thank you. And one more question. So what would be the next best step after taking the state exam? Do you think is it to find a firm to work with?
Exactly.
Yeah. Find a firm and find the top producer in that firm, and go under that person, so that you're not gonna work for money. You're gonna work for knowledge,
information.
Yeah, information. And then after a year, you're gonna be underpaid. Maybe you don't get paid. Maybe you get paid a little bit. But I would work for, like, if it was me, I don't want you to do this, but if it was me, I would go work for somebody that's top level for free until I learn everything, and then I would go on my own. I wouldn't be like, oh, you gotta pay me this amount, this percentage. I want to learn as much as I can. And I did that. I worked for free for a lot of time.
You have to pay your dues when you're brand new. I'll tell you that. Me, I got literally thrown in. I didn't even know what a contingency was, girl. Like, it was bad. And an investor asked me that. I mean, I knew I had to do open houses, get clients, write offers. Like, I understand the basics. I love details. I'm very detail oriented. But I was like, shit, what's a contingency? So I hung up on him because he asked me and I hung up.
Well, you actually work with somebody that used to like pay you like a little
Nothing.
penny out of the commission, but you at least you learn how to the process, and then you just left, and then you killed it.
Yeah. So, and I hung up on that investor, and I mean, I asked somebody in the office, whoever would tell me what it was, and that's it. I called them back and I said, oh no, there's no contingencies. It's an all cash offer, whatever, you know, like it was silly. But just don't be scared to go all in and then just try to figure it out. It's okay. Cool. I know. Who knows? But does that answer your question, Barbara? Yeah.
Awesome, Barbara.
And
You're
remember,
awesome.
just go all in, pay your dues. Don't
Yeah,
be afraid to work your ass
that?
off and do your research.
All right. So David, what? Do we have only one David? Okay, David. And remember, like one thing that I want to add to the last to Barbara is that if you're playing it safe, like that's why you're poor. You need courage, and you need to push yourself to the max limit or find your limit. And if you could get through that like really, really tough moment, then one day you're gonna like, oh,
You're going to look back and you'll be like, shit.
you're gonna be like, oh, now
I did all of that.
Now I drive the car of my dreams. I live in the place of my dreams. My bank account is the amount I pictured in my dreams. I take care of my family like in my dreams. So that happens when you push yourself. But if you play it safe, that's why you're poor, and that's why you're gonna remain being poor.
And he's not saying you in specific, just in general, Albert.
Yeah, but I mean,
In general.
99% of the people play it safe.
That's what we're told to do. So you have to unlearn a lot of the things that we were already taught.
Yeah, exactly. Unlearned. I like that.
Yeah, it's true.
David,
Bye, Barbara.
is he muted
She's
or
so
good?
cute.
I can't hear David. David's awesome.
There's David Garcia.
Are we?
Hi.
Everything is better now that we're talking to you.
So I have two questions. If you guys don't mind, I'll get to the second one in a bit. But the first one is, what would you, with $10,000 today, like how would you invest that today? Especially
Knowledge.
Yeah, hire a mentor.
Okay. How much do you charge for mentorship?
Reach out to Steph for the details, but not a lot, man, not a lot. But
I would, like, what do you want to do, or what is it that you want to...
but information in general. So like if you want more details for that, reach out to Steph, and she'll help you out. But I don't like selling things when we're doing the Driven Couples. I want to give more free information and help. You could always reach out to her after, but like I would get the top books, top books that are gonna help you in your field, and big things to know right now are systems, marketing, and sales. Sales are never gonna go away. And right now, biggest marketing and technology, social media. You got to learn all those things, and you got to learn taxes. The rich people don't pay taxes. Jeff Bezos doesn't pay any taxes, and he's the richest guy in the world. So you got to learn all that. You just got to learn the things that matter now, not the things that mattered before. And something, Bernie. So invest in knowledge. It could be books, it could be seminars, and it could be a mentor, which would be the best, because that would be a one-on-one mentor.
Okay. Thank you. And so my other question is, what do you learn today? And if you went back to 20 years old, this is for both of you, what would you change, or how would you kind of launch your career? For Albert, I know you got into real estate, but what's something you would kind of change?
If we could go back to like when we were like 20, you said? Oh, like I've said it before many times, but I would just cut all the bullshit and not waste any time going to bars, going to clubs, drugs, liquor, and hanging out with a bunch of losers. I would have just I would have just listened to mentors and to books. Like I would have done what you're doing right now, and you ask me, and then you're like, you actually go out there and you get your mentor, because most likely you're going to get this information, and then you're going to continue to do what you're doing. Maybe you're going to continue partying, And I'm just giving you general information,
Advice.
but maybe you're gonna go back to your partying or to your whatever. Or maybe somebody likes to drink. Somebody
Distractions.
likes
They're
to
called distractions.
smoke weed, and you're not gonna cut it. You're gonna go back to that, but maybe you're the one that's gonna be like, I'm gonna take action. That's gonna save you so many years, so much money. You're gonna be a billionaire like very early.
You're welcome.
My pleasure, brother. My pleasure.
Also, if I could say something really fast, I want to add something. There's a lot of free information. Just make sure you don't get confused with too many people you're listening to. But there's a lot of free, you have to be resourceful. So make sure you do that. Because a lot of the times you could have read a book, but you decided to watch a Netflix for a whole weekend instead. Like that happens to so many people.
Yeah, but let me give you guys some great advice right now that's free. There's a lot of valuable information on YouTube for free.
Yes.
There's a lot of podcasts for free. Like a lot of good things for free. And go do all those free things first. And then once you're ready to take it to that next level, you got to get a mentor one-on-one. Because there's no better way of learning than one-on-one. And a lot of people here that are part of my coaching or part of other coachings will tell you that it's just way different one-on-one than listening to a podcast. But a lot of free information over there if you want to go and use that, apply it first, and then get a mentor.
And instant gratification is what people go for, right? Instant gratification. Delayed gratification is so much better, but it's so much harder. Because everybody wants that instant. And it's something important to look into that I can recommend to any and everybody. You know, don't waste time. You can never get that back. Time is so valuable. You can never get it back, ever. Cool?
Thank you so much.
Awesome,
You're
brother.
welcome.
Who's next?
You know who I always think of? Do you remember it was a really young guy? You met him at an event here on Melrose that you told me that he was maybe not a billionaire, a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, in the Ferrari event.
In the Ferrari event. And what did he do? He broke up with the girl.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah,
Ties
perfect
into
example.
What David asked. But this guy was 25, and he was already like
Multi-millionaire.
Multi-millionaire.
But what did he do? Tell them what he did.
Well, he started a business, I
A
think.
pharmaceutical company,
something
right?
in the medical field.
But he cut out a girlfriend that he knew he wasn't
he
going to
dumped
marry.
his girlfriend. He didn't drink alcohol.
5 years. It took him 5 years.
And he was just like, he would go out with his dad. His dad would have a drink. He wouldn't have a drink, and he was 25. So it should have been like, oh, he's gonna be the party guy, and the dad's not. But he was just so focused, and that's how he was making millions, like at 25.
Can you guys believe that? That's insane. And I always think about that guy because he was young, but guess what? He was smart and he knew what he had to do, and he had enough self-control and discipline.
He drove a Ferrari too.
He drove a Ferrari enough, and I'm not saying a Ferrari makes you rich, but he had a pharmaceutical company.
A Ferrari does make you rich.
That I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, not everybody has a Ferrari, but what I'm saying is, babe, how impressive that a 25-year-old can have that discipline and his goals so clear that he just went for it. He knew what he had to do. And a lot of the times we know deep down inside what we have to do, but we don't do it. How many times does that happen? We do not do it. We keep restarting over instead of keeping on going, moving forward, staying clear with your targets. And I get it. Like, you know, our targets are always super clear, and we go with, I don't even know how fast, like 1,000 miles an hour, always. Like literally Saturday he comes up with Italia and he tells me, pack your bags because on Sunday morning we're going here with these people. Next day, so tomorrow. And I was like, shit, I'm already used to it, you know, because our life is just crazy. And we took off, called the nanny.
We had a pretty busy day today.
Yeah, always. Our days are just getting busier and busier and busier and busier. So it's crazy. So you have to know when to add horsepower without, you know, doing it too fast or too slow or whatnot.
Jomar, hermano, what's up?
Hola.
Hola. Hey, I know I'm short on time, so I'm just gonna do it real quick. I don't have a Ferrari yet, and I don't have a big company name yet.
You will.
I have 5 agents so far, and
I know what.
You got to get attention. You're working on that and you're doing it, but you have to have you have to have that word like patience. So you have to have patience because it takes time.
It does.
Like the first time that my first investment was to fly to Cancun to go to Grant Cardone's first 10X. And it was cheap. It wasn't even, it was those all-inclusive hotels where you go.
Hard Rock.
The Hard Rock. And you pay your cheap room and you get free drinks, free food, those all-inclusive places. So I went there and it was so cheap that I was able to afford taking my parents, and I took my brother. And then it was the first time me getting in front of Grant. I made friends with Elena, and then I made Elena my bestie. And then Elena connected me with Grant again, and we stayed in touch. And then I went to the next event, and the little things that I learned there, I applied them. I made more money, and then I was able to afford a $5,000 ticket. And then they saw me again. They're like, "Oh my God, Albert, you're there again." Then second event, I'm there again, $10,000 ticket because I learned and I applied. "Oh, Albert, damn, you paid $10,000 for your ticket, and you brought your wife?" And they were like, "Oh." So
Yes.
I started getting their attention, and then guess what? Then I met Brad Lee, and then I started meeting all these people. And now, like, you've seen all the people that I've been with lately, like crazy. Like Monday was Mark Sisson, the keto guy, the keto expert, the creator. Yesterday, Mikey Garcia. Today, Robert Kiyosaki. Next week is going to be Tom Bilyeu from Quest Nutrition. So like it's people now want to meet me. People are like, "Yeah, let's collaborate." But it took a lot of time for that. It took me from 2013 all the way to 2020, 7 years. 7 years to now be like, "Hey, Kiyosaki, let's connect." So just be patient and don't lose it.
And if I can give you some advice, Jomar, just based off of my personal, the way I see everything, the way we did everything, we focused on being top producers. And then other top producers were like, "Wait, the hell is he doing that he has 20 deals on the board at once and it's his personal production?" So when you know the formula, how to do it, then that gets you the attention of the people that are like, "Wait, how could I do it?" But they still have to have some potential. And if I can tell you another thing, do not hire like negative or people that just sit in the office all day. Remember, you want the badasses that will help you move faster in the direction that you want to go.
Yeah, your core values.
Because we hired a lot of people that we shouldn't have at the beginning.
Yeah, but it happens.
But we were trying to help everybody, and you cannot help everybody. People do not accept help until they are actually ready to receive it. You cannot help anybody that's not ready to receive help. People listen when they want to listen. So, and you know, we had a few guys just sitting there, and I'm like, "Man, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work."
Yeah, and remember that you can't help people by giving them money. You're hurting them. You help people by giving them the information. And then also have your core values in place. So your core values, let's just say, like for us, I'll give you my top 3. Ethics, work ethic, and the right attitude. If they don't have those 3 things, we kick them out right away. We don't hire them, we don't look at them. So when they have those 3 things, at least you know they're gonna be ethical, they're gonna work hard, and they're gonna have the right attitude. And then if it doesn't work, just get rid of them fast. But remember, right now, also what she said, 100%, you got to go out there and crush it. You got to do everything because it's a new company. So go out there and originate, open deals so that people see, "Damn, my leader is fucking killing it." And you also need to do that because you need to bring in that extra revenue for your company so that your company survives the first stages and then it starts growing and then it just blows up.
She's so cute.
And then
You're welcome.
and then every year that passes, you're gonna get more attention to the point where people are gonna be like, "Man, I'll pay Jomar to take me. I want to be in his circle so bad." But
Also, another good way that we did, if you can generate leads for people, it's a good recruiting tool. As far as like, hey, it's a different split. You make more money, they do the work, but you're feeding them constant business until they're capable enough to go out and get their own.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome, brother.
Ooh,
All right, guys.
I'm
So
cold.
we're gonna wrap it up. Next week we'll see you Wednesday, and there's gonna be a lot of cool things happening next week. Stay tuned for that, and the Kiyosaki podcast is gonna be released in the next couple of days. So we're gonna send all of you guys it's gonna be on YouTube. So
Yeah.
just subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't so yet. It's Driven channel. So Driven CH. YouTube.com Driven CH.
And go in there, guys, and really take the time. Even if you watch one, oh baby, one podcast, let's say a weekend, just literally block it out to say, I'm gonna do this today, because these are people that have been through craziness like you guys have no idea. So you can learn from their experiences, get ideas, and understand that failing is part of the process. You have to be okay with failing once along the way, once in a while along the way. But what you do with that is what's going to determine if you're going to succeed or not, or if you're just going to give up.
Awesome.
That's it? Is that it?
Cool. Well,
Okay.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.